Hello viewers, cocoa price. Wow, what is it up to? Up nearly 90% since the start of 2024. A lot of fundamental reasons behind that. But just have a look at that chart behind me. Cocoa price up there at the top. That's a list of all the other major commodity futures out there. You can see nat gas right there at the bottom, crude oil somewhere in the middle, but cocoa way in front of any market out there. Can that price continue to rise? Well, we are going to have a look. We're going to dive into the fundamentals to see if the price can still be supported here, and then into the technicals to find out both to the up and downside, the key numbers involved with if you want to get trading cocoa. So let's get into it. Now let's start with the case for the fundamental bullish side to continue. Now I'm actually in the International Cocoa Organization website. You can find a lot of interesting data about pricing, statistics, the fundamentals inside that website. So worth a check out. But to summarize, why are we still bullish? Well, it's all down to the Ivory Coast. They're the world's biggest producer of cocoa, and exports year on year down 28% so far, and the crop, due to unfavourable growing conditions going forward, is expected to be about 30-35% smaller as well. Inventories around the world also down, so we're seeing lower production from the world's biggest producers. Also, prices supported by the El Nino weather effect, creating a drought rally, and other countries also suffering, like Nigeria, where exports are down. At these price levels, we're starting to see I suppose the balance with falling demand. We measured through grinding at these sort of numbers, bigger out in Asia, the fall there in grinding. I think it's about 6% down year on year, and in Europe about 2.5-3% down. So it is having some impact at these prices on the fundamentals. But as you can see, really going forwards, you can't argue against support at these levels and for it going higher. The reason why we've seen a recent cutback in the prices due to a stronger US dollar. So if that falls, you measure that US dollar against the cocoa price. Remember, it's priced in US dollars. That falls, then that could ignite a further spark in an upward price action. So let's dive into the technicals now. What's been going on this morning, UK morning time? Well, price is down on the open. We saw that fall there, but looks like it's stabilizing above that pivot point around 7,860, maybe building as a buy the dip opportunity intra-day there. Indicators at bottom both bearish. We can just get them clearer. You can see they're down in that DMI, modified DMI, and the awesome oscillator there. Trading on the longer term moving average as well, the price. So as I mentioned just before, the price down mainly because of the stronger US dollar. Now this is some great sentiment information you can pull from your charts. It's commitment of traders data and seasonality, and you can see down the bottom actually cocoa is a pretty seasonal product, one of the more seasonal products out there at the moment. We're at high seasonally. Why? We're rolling into Easter time, which is big chocolate time around the world. But throughout the year really it's a pretty steady growth. So seasonality is still strong at the moment. But what's interesting is the commitment of traders data. It's out every Friday, so look out for those numbers from the CFTC. Now the interesting one here is the large commercials. Now I'd expect them to be doing the inverse to the price. You can see the price up there shooting on up. I'd expect that to be more dramatic. Now there could be many reasons for that. It could be that the commercials users of cocoa are actually trading that price, or they've got enough stock in there to not worry about it at the moment. They've got hedging policy, but like I said, that hedging policy, you'd have expected to see that coming down, or maybe there's some companies out there suffering a bit because of these price increases. Remember, it's a bit like airplane tickets. With the fuel, the cost of the fuel oil going into the plane ticket, you can't put the plane ticket up that much if the oil price is still going up. Same with chocolate and chocolate bars. There comes a point where the bar of chocolate you're selling at shops becomes unaffordable because of the costs underlying going into it. So there could be some suffering players out there, but we can see this huge spike here in the large speculator numbers. These are the people driven by speculation, the price moving on upwards, and you can see there really did kick in and has driven this huge rally up. What have we got in terms of percentage? Let's have a look let's take it from that low there, 107% from there, and from that big spike we saw, we're talking about 50% rally. So that's telling me that there's a price speculative driven rally going on now. They can see the advantage of playing this. The fundamentals are looking very favourable for the price to rise, and everyone's jumping in on the bandwagon. Now, in terms of some more immediate price action, got the line break chart here. If we are bullish, the line break chart is great for reversal, so we'd be looking for that price to rebound. It's a buy the dip type chart. It's good for calling tops and bottoms. Notoriously hard to do, but we can glean information from this sort of chart. I've got a 4 line break and I use a 2 bar reversal, slightly different from the normal rules. So what does that mean? I'll be looking to get back in when this second bar is broken around about 7,980. That's quite aggressive. It's on a 30-minute line break chart here. More conservative is to break in just under the highs there at 84.20. Now into my favourite Renko charts, longer, well, I call them medium term charts. What can we see? Well, down the bottom we've got the DMI, still positive but looking like it's merging with the bearishness. So we've seen that in that price sell off there, so it's going to be an interesting point to watch. Is it going to continue down, and we're going to see the cross to the negative side, or is it just going to rebound and, like I said, buy the dip? The stochastic above it also is negative, so we're in a short-term pullback. Couldn't break those highs around 8,450 area. Longer term, next stop up, it's the big wowzer 10,000 mark. Downside support 7,161, call it 5,3.5, 5,4. You've got a lot of price action noise around this level, 6,100. So in terms of let's have a look at a pullback there in terms of percentage numbers. From here went down to that sort of area, talking 22% pull off there in prices. So let's focus in more on the short term. Again, we can start to see it. If I just zoom that in a little bit, bit of a stability in the price there. Point of control up here at 8,300, where all that, you can see that sideways price action was the last few days, so could easily get back up to there. Then it's got to break the 8,500 sort of zone, and then 9,295 as potential up targets in the shorter term. Downside support, use the Fibonacci ladder, 7.5, then call it 7. So now let's put all that together and give Cocoa a score. Well, for me, I'm staying bullish. It's very difficult to argue against those fundamentals. Looks like some buying the dip opportunities. Things to watch out for, US dollar strength and the grinding numbers. Are they being impacted by the higher prices? In terms of the data there, we got top right, seasonality, COT, line break, fundamentals all bullish there. Like we've seen with the price pulling off this morning, signals in the shorter term, medium term, maybe a bit more neutral, weak bullish, so buy the dip opportunity. And in terms of upside targets, all looking very good. I've been more aggressive with my stop entry. and we're looking 4.5, 5.5 to 1 to the upside, and downside 1.5, 2.38 to 1. But overall, I'm sticking bullish for cocoa. That cocoa price rally we've seen over 2024 has been truly amazing. Hard to argue, like I said previously, against the fundamentals there and the price going up further. Time will tell, of course, but looking very bullish still. Let me know in the comments below what you think about cocoa and where that price could be heading next. Now, if you liked today's video, please give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell buttons to receive future notification of content that I'll be producing just like this, and a whole host more. And if you're interested actually in learning about the Renko charts I've used, I'm going to put a playlist at the end of this video together for you that will help you go from top to bottom, you know, in and out of everything you need to know about it, so you can master that type of chart type. And also a playlist for totally free course on the YouTube channel as well, all about trading. If you're new to trading, don't know really where to start, again, work your way from the top to the bottom. It covers everything: psychology, strategy, all the markets, you know, all those frequently asked questions that you want the answers to. They are all in there, and those two playlists are coming up right now.